everybody, welcome back to the Sunnydale Review. I'm Brian.
I'm Jillian.
Jillian, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Somehow almost lost my voice after the very first episode we recorded today. Fortunately, we're only doing a double header today, so I think I can push through this one.
Yeah. It's okay. I'll do most of the talking, so you'll be okay.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it. I don't know. So embarrassing.
Brian and I were talking about it before we started recording. It's like, since quarantine happened and nobody's having probably quite the level of human interaction they used to, it's like I feel like my voice gets tired after just like a few conversations a day.
It's ridiculous. It's so weird. Underratedly strange phenomenon of all this.
Yep.
Oh,
it's like the side effects of quarantine that you don't think about.
Right.
I can no longer hold as many conversations as I used to in a day.
Yeah, when we all go back to offices, it'll be like by 3:00, no one will talk.
Yeah.
Because they can't.
It's like everyone's just socially tired.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but we're not socially tired yet. So, last episode we are recording today, we're going to be talking about First Impressions, which is Season 2, Episode 3, and Untouched, which is Season 2, Episode 4.
All right, let's do it. Ready.
All right,
Got my owl mug with some tea. Oh, no, there we go. You can kind of see it.
Oh, that's cute.
Make Giles and Wesley proud.
Yes. Although I don't know if they might chastise you because of the teabag thing.
Probably. I don't have like a metal thing that actually, but maybe one day when I get more into tea.
All right, so First Impressions, Season 2, Episode 3, originally aired October 10th, 2000, written by Sean Ryan and directed by James A. Cottner.
Awesome.
So a directorial name that we are very familiar with in this season at this point. Yep. So episode opens with Angel talking to Lauren, who I realize at this point I don't think he's been named yet. Mm-hmm. They refer to him as the host, but we're just going to call him Lauren because that's what he is the rest of the series. So
let's do that.
From their conversation, it sounds like Angel just got done singing. Angel admits to Lauren that he's been practicing, not in front of the mirror, obviously, because, vampire, but he says he's been practicing in the shower. Lauren tells him that his singing is getting better. He tells Angel that he's come to a bend in his personal uphill battle, and whether it slows him down is up to him. Lauren then takes over the singing himself, and Angel heads over to the bar to speak to Darla. She tells him that she's been watching him the whole time. The two head onto the dance floor to dance in front of Lauren as he serenades them. Now, it's kind of a really cool shot because you have, Angel up on stage with Lauren, then Lauren starts singing. Angel heads off stage through a good portion of like the table area of the bar, where there are like a bunch of people and there's all this talking and blah, blah, blah. He heads over to Darla. They have this kind of short conversation and then they head onto the dance floor. But when they head onto the dance floor, there's no longer anybody at those tables. Mm. So it's like, it's kind of funny thinking about how it's all one shot and like all those extras must have had to like run around one side of the camera to get away while this little exchange is happening. But yeah, so Angel says how he can't believe that she's there since he killed her, but Darla says that she's over that now. She asks him if he's told anyone else about their little dates. And he says he hasn't because he wants her all to himself. They start to kiss on the dance floor, and it's revealed that Angel is dreaming. And the whole thing we just watched was a dream.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Back from the opening credits, Wesley and Cordelia are working on cleaning the Hyperion. Gunn shows up asking for Angel, but Cordelia tells him that Angel's asleep. Gunn says that he has an appointment with Angel to help him take care of a demon downtown called Devok. Or Devok? I think it's Devok. A demon that set up shop in Gunn's neighborhood and has been hurting his crew. David Nabbit, who this is his first appearance of this season, shows up in his cape and sword. Cordelia is very excited to see him. Angel finally wakes up and joins the group. David asks him what he needed as he's ready to jump in and help to fight the forces of darkness. But Angel says that he actually just called him for some financial advice regarding purchasing the hotel. Apparently they've started living there already, and oh wait, no, they have like a lease or something.
Right.
So David throws a bunch of financial speak at him, causing Angel to basically go more blank than usual. You can kind of see it just like goes straight over his head. I know that you and I have both semi-recently purchased homes, so I can really kind of empathize with Angel on this. The financial stuff is kind of a lot, yeah. So yeah, Cordelia gets a little warm listening to David talk about money. She's like, anybody else getting a little hot in here? It's like, no, Cordelia, man. Just
never
you.
Change.
I mean, it would be convenient if she started dating him, because one, he has the money to buy her the stuff that she wants.
True.
And two, he already knows about, like, the whole demon fighting side of her life, so, like, totally having to get around that complicated conversation of, like, oh, yeah, by the way, I have visions, and the company I work for, we fight demons? You cool with that?
Yeah, it really limits the dating pool for these people.
Yeah. So let's see. The gang head out to help Gunn take care of Divok. They meet up with Gunn's informant, and then the informant then changes his mind and doesn't want to give them the information he had promised. Gunn starts beating him up until Angel stops him. Thankfully for the informant, Divok had a bunch of vampires tailing him. The vampires jump in and start fighting with Angel and his crew, giving the informant the opportunity to run away.
Yeah, so Gunn getting really... his people are getting hurt, so it's understandable why he would react like this.
Yeah.
It is excessive, but...
Oh, yeah. Because it was like... They show up, they give him the money that they had promised him for the information. He's like, keep your money. I don't want to give you any information anymore. Sorry, I'm watching my cat. And yeah, he just starts kind of trying to pummel him, and Angel has to hold him back and be like, yo, dude.
Right.
He's scared for his life about giving you this information. Like, yeah. So let's see. Angel, Wesley, Cordelia, and Gunn dust the vampires, but take a beat after the fight to basically complain about their wounds while sitting up against the side of Angel's car. And I think Angel says something about how like his shoulder hurts and all this stuff, and yeah. Angel says that he should have been able to take out the vamps a lot easier than they did. Gunn's frustrated with the team's lack of fighting ability and lack of motivation in taking out Divok. He heads out to go track down and probably like beat up his informant again. Cordy drives Angel back to the hotel. He tells her to take his car home and bring it back tomorrow, as he's tired and is going to head to bed. Cordy mentions that he seems to be sleeping a lot recently, like a lot more than usual, but Angel doesn't really respond. Back at her apartment, we see Cordy have a couple of very painful visions about Gunn being in trouble. We have an awesome semi-appearance of Phantom Dennis, who gets Cordy the phone to call Angel while she's collapsed on the floor. So he's almost better than like a support animal who can like like the support animals who can like go and like get you something out of the fridge or whatever. Right. Like Phantom Dennis can just get her the phone, and he could probably dial for her too.
Probably, yeah, if he can pick it up.
Yeah.
Why not?
She does have the slight problem with him messing with the thermostat though, which is kind of funny.
Ghosts are cold, what can you say?
So let's see. Cordy calls Angel, but he doesn't wake up. So as he's in another dream date with Darla at the beach at night, of course. After being unable to reach Angel and Wesley, Cordelia leaves a message on Wesley's machine to meet her at Gunn's place, and then decides to head over there on her own in the Angel Mobile. Back in Angel's dream, Darla is sad. She says that she needs to go away and that she's in trouble. Angel says that he'll protect her. and she says he's too busy protecting everyone else. Wesley wakes Angel up, but gets choked out by a confused Angel for his efforts. He tells Angel that Gunn is in trouble. They need to head out as soon as Angel gets dressed. So this is another one of those messed up by the HD remasters. In this scene, Angel is supposed to be naked, adding to Wesley's discomfort and embarrassment in this scene when Angel almost attacks him after Wesley tries to wake him up. Right. But due to it being an HD remaster where they put it in 16:9 and didn't pay attention, you can see that David Boreanaz is wearing big white boxers. So
see, this is why as an actor you should just go for it every time. It's fine.
He didn't think he'd need to because it was supposed to be cropped 4:3, and I'm sure Joss was like, "No, it's fine."
And this is an HBO, in fairness, so it's not like that'd fly.
But when the character's lines are suggesting nudity, but he's clearly wearing boxers in the shot, it's kind of like, what? But yeah, Cordelia finds Gunn and tells him about her vision, about him being in trouble. Cordelia appoints herself as Gunn's new bodyguard until she knows that he's safe. Gunn isn't interested and tries to walk her back to Angel's car to send her home, only to find that the Angel Mobile has been stolen. Oh, it gets worse.
Not great.
Gunn says he's going to help Cordy find Angel's car. He's not a fan of Cordy appointing herself as his protector, and is hoping that once they find Angel's car, she'll leave him alone. Hi. They bicker as Cordy's insistent on staying by his side until she knows that he's safe, and Gunn basically is saying that she's a weak-ass beauty queen who wouldn't be able to protect him if something was to happen anyway. That's half true.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, Wesley and Angel have to get creative since they still think Cordy has Angel's car. So Angel is forced to hop onto the back of Wesley's motorcycle wearing a bright pink helmet. Apparently, it was the only other helmet that Wesley had. He probably bought it thinking at some point he'd pick up a girl. I doubt it's ever been worn.
Probably not.
And Angel's like, do I have to wear this though? And Wesley's like, it's the law, Angel. Do you want us to get pulled over? I kind of love it. Earnest Wesley. Mm. But also you can tell that Wesley is taking great pleasure in...
because when he gets on, isn't he like, get on, gorgeous? Yeah. When he puts the helmet on.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I would like to point out that when Angel takes the helmet off, his hair is still perfect.
Yes, which he was worried about.
Yeah.
So
let's see. While trying to track down Angel's car, Gunn brings Cordy to a party in his neighborhood where she proceeds to stick her foot in her mouth multiple times, in a very Wesley-ish fashion. I hate that I write jokes in here for myself and then have trouble talking and can't get through them.
Oh.
And please leave that in. Don't cut it out. I don't.
Okay. Less editing, no problem.
I take full responsibility for my ability to get tongue-tied. Writing something that I have written myself.
Yeah.
They finally track down the guys they're looking for, but vampires break into the party, zero in on Gunn, and start beating him up. Some of the other partygoers step in and help save Gunn, and the vampires take off. There's a lot of minor character stuff that happens. It's really not important. It doesn't carry on past this episode. The only important piece is that Gunn's fight against vampires is personal, and every person that he knows that gets hurt by basically anything having to do with vampires makes him feel guilty and makes him think of his sister.
Yeah, understandable.
So he's got some personal demons. That's the really important part that comes out of this whole minor character subplot going on.
Right.
Gunn and Cordy track down Angel's car. Turns out Cordy left the keys in it when she got to Gunn's place in the first place, thinking that he was actively in trouble. So the two have to search for the keys, only to find out that Devok has them. Yay! Devok starts to choke out Gunn. There's a part where like he transforms into the informant guy from from earlier in the episode, and then transforms back into his big scary demon football player looking like Devok form. It's really not important.
I always think of, because like it's pretty stiff, like when it shows him in full shots, it's obviously just like a person with like a giant thing, and it's just like completely like stiff, and you like
Oh yeah,
Michael Keaton Batman style. Like, I don't know, it always cracks me up seeing this demon.
yeah.
Like,
It's
it works a lot better when they're human proportions, so that you can just put stuff on a regular person.
like yeah. Yeah, you're exactly right. Like you can almost see the football gear under the shoulders. It's just it looks very, very odd.
Or like you get an actor who's like physically, large, like the Master. That actor was pretty like long and kind of had a unique body shape to him,
Oh yeah.
so it worked for him.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work
This
as well in this one.
No, it just looks really awkward. Um so let's see. So Devok starts to choke out Gunn. Cordy sprays him with mace, which she had mentioned earlier in the episode, and Gunn was like, "That's not going to do anything to like anything we might come up against." But she uses the mace to save Gunn. So
So it was wrong there, Gun.
Yep. A fight ensues. Angel and Wesley show up just in time. Angel takes an axe to Devok's head. Devok dead.
He does. It looks kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of Power Rangers, where they do like unnecessary, like I was missing
Acrobatics.
Like, oh yeah, Oh man, but it's funny. Like front flip axes him in the head.
It's very. Oh.
It's campy.
Yeah, I'm like I don't want to say low budget, but like you can see the paper mache that went into the Devok head.
Yeah,
Like,
It was a TV show in the early 2000s or in 2000. Like,
yeah, but they've had other demons that looked better.
That's fair.
Like some of the makeup they do for the demons who just hang out in Lauren's karaoke bar look better than this. And they're not even the focus.
The problem is that they wanted the axe in the head shot, where like a lot of times they do like a kind of like obscured shot where like Angel like cuts someone's head off and then you'll just see like the head roll, but you don't see the actual like process. But for some reason they're like, no, we need this. And yeah.
So Angel gets his car back. They find the keys, but they're covered in like demon guck. Yeah. I don't know why they aren't just like, hey, anybody have a water bottle? We can just wash this off. Like, they make a big deal about it. I'm like, somebody get a tissue. Like, this is not that big a deal. Cordy has a heart-to-heart with Gunn about how Devok wasn't the danger in her vision, but Gunn was the danger to himself. How he doesn't just face danger, but he creates it. He creates trouble for himself, basically. He seems to be on a self-destruct mission. Cordy says that Gunn needs more serious saving until he finds some peace in his life, and she signed herself up for the job for the foreseeable future. So, okay. Back at the hotel, Angel gets home, and Darla is there to greet him. They bicker like a regular couple, and Darla asking Angel if he saved any lives today, and he answers a few. Darla asks him if his friends said thank you, and he says that they didn't, and Darla's mad, and she says she's going to say something to them next time she sees them. The two snuggle up on the couch for some sexy time shenanigans.
Yeah.
And it's revealed that Angel is dreaming again, only this time Darla is in the room with him while he's asleep.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
So does that imply that she's always there whenever he's dreaming?
Maybe, kind of. I think so. Huh. But it's like I am confused about how she is there with him in, like, if they were both dreaming at the same time, I'm like, okay, maybe they got some sort of like psychic connection. But I'm like, okay, how is she both in person there and in the dream there? I don't really understand how it works.
Don't have an answer.
But yeah, so that was the end of that episode. What rating do you give this episode?
I'm going to give this one a 7. I think it's good. Like we've said, there's some campy, low-budget moments in it, but it does introduce a very important thread with Darla and, actually working for Wolfram and Hart against, Angel, and gives Gunn some more backstory and kind of shows how, all this demon fighting and killing can really take, like, not just physical tolls on people, but mental tolls as well, which I like a lot. And although it does focus on the physical tolls too, when they're all slumped against the car, like, Jesus, this is hard.
It's like, it shouldn't have been that difficult.
Yeah.
Usually we could take these guys out with no problem. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, they're not slayers. Vampires aren't as strong as slayers, so it makes sense that,
Yeah, I think it's also part of this ongoing thread of Angel not sleeping well, and therefore it's kind of hurting his ability to do what he needs to do because he's just tired all the time.
Right.
He's sleeping, but he's not resting.
Right. So how about you? What'd you give it?
I kind of agree with you. I'll give it a 7. It has some funny moments. There's a lot of like minor character stuff that doesn't go anywhere, which is kind of annoying. I mean, it's to build up Gunn's character, but yeah. They spend a lot of time on it that I'm just like, this could be spent elsewhere. But yeah, it's not an episode that I return to for fun. But it's a decent enough episode. I struggle with like early, I struggle with like pretty much up until the mid or the last third of season 2 of Angel. And I know that I said this to you kind of the other day, Brian, when we were talking, and I'm like, okay, like with Buffy, they had a half a season. Like, they had a 12-episode first season on a shoestring budget.
Right.
I kind of understand them still trying to get their footing when it came to season 2.
Mm.
However, Angel had a full 22-episode first season. So, I feel like, okay, granted they had to, like, regroup halfway, or, no, it was like a third of the way through the first season with Glenn Quinn leaving, Doyle leaving, and then bringing Wesley in. He was there for most of the season. Yeah. But I'm just like, I struggle with early season 2 of Angel. I don't know if it's them trying to pivot away from the Monster of the Week, like format that they were originally thinking about doing or something like that. But yeah, I kind of struggle with it. It's slow moving and yeah. Sorry, this is a tangent of me trying to delay having to talk about this next episode, which I really don't like.
That's fair. All right. Well, I guess we should just cover the next episode, get it out of the way. We can go through it quick, too, if you really,
okay,
would prefer.
Are we good with recording everything? Because I don't want to have to re-record this. I don't want to have to talk about this episode again.
Yeah,
it's
everything looks good on my end.
Okay.
So
all right.
Unless, like, something ridiculous happens on the back end, which is not, I guess, completely uncommon. Ask anybody who checked out our latest episode when it went live initially.
Yeah.
I'm still perplexed, but I digress. Let's do it.
I liked your word, bum puzzled.
Yeah. It's the only word I could use to describe it.
It's okay. I enjoyed it, so all good. And you fixed it fairly quickly.
All I had to do was hit render again because everything was in the right place. It decided on its own to put the wrong audio in the first time.
Yeah. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. But okay, so let's head into Untouched, which is season 2, episode 4. Originally aired October 17th, 2000, written by Mir Smith and directed by Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
I don't understand this, but it's fine.
Well, this is one of the rare times where it's like him directing but not writing, you know? Most of his episodes are like written directed by him.
Yeah.
Which have like a way more distinct feel to them, I feel like.
Yes. Although I do know that he did a lot of rewrites on other other writers' scripts.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like he still supervised everything.
Yeah, he's the showrunner. He's gotta.
Yeah. Okay, so episode opens up with Lila, and for some reason I'm going to keep wanting to call her Layla, but it is Lila. Right. With Lila breaking into Lindsay's office and going through the stuff in his desk, she's confronted by Darla, who shows her the purple powder that she is using to keep Angel asleep when she's in his dreams. So, I mean, I guess that's why he's staying asleep while she's there in person, kind of whispering in his ear. Yeah. Cut over to Angel waking up from what appears to have been a not super restful sleep. He comes downstairs to find Wesley and Cordelia fighting. Apparently their discussion started about whether or not to start paying Gunn for helping out the team. But in the words of Wesley, our discussions usually only last about 3 minutes and then devolve into name-calling and hair-pulling.
Of course, yeah.
It's a good thing they have gotten rid of any sexual tension between the two of them, or else this could have been interesting.
Right.
Cordy is very much on the side of paying Gunn. She tells Angel that they need to start paying him, and that's an order, to which Angel responds, "How about we pretend that you work for me?" Cordelia responds with, "You are really unpleasant." And Angel responds with, "Then let's pretend that you don't." Cordelia is taken aback for like a second and a half and then responds with, "You can't fire me, I'm Vision Girl," and sticks out her tongue at him.
So much. Like, well, she has you there, Angel.
Angel is like shocked initially and then has to like fight a smile. It's really cute. Like they clearly have like this great friendship to almost the point where I would call them like a sibling relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Where like they can throw jabs back and forth. Cordelia is probably most of the time going to win. And
right.
Angel is in tune enough with Cordelia to know that she doesn't actually mean any disrespect to him. And just kind of is like, "You can't do that, so ha." And he takes it the way that it's intended.
Mm-hmm.
So Angel agrees to think about paying Gunn on a case-by-case basis, to which Cordelia agrees. My hero. It's so cute. Angel apologizes for his bad mood, explaining that he hasn't been sleeping well. Wesley points out that he's been sleeping more but feeling less rested. He starts asking Angel if he's been dreaming at all, but Cordy gets a vision about a girl getting attacked in an alley, and the guys jump into action. Cut over to the girl getting chased down the alley. She falls on the ground, and the guys catch up to her. One takes out a knife, and something bad is clearly about to happen. When all of a sudden, a dumpster flies from one side of the alleyway to the other, crushing the woman's two would-be attackers into a brick wall. Apparently, they go kind of smush.
Yeah.
Angel arrives at the alleyway and pretends to be a detective. He gets one of the cops to fill him in on what happened, and the cop falls for it and gives him all the details.
Yeah, luckily Kate wasn't here to thwart this.
Yeah, I don't know where Kate went. I think she's gone. Did she come back?
I think she does for a few more times this season. But she's going to be gone sooner than later.
Yeah, I literally, like, block Kate out of my mind. It's bad. So let's see. Angel tracks the woman to an abandoned building because she was bleeding. He tries to talk to her, but she gets scared and uses her telekinetic powers to throw a piece of rebar, which stabs Angel through the chest. Since he's a vampire, this doesn't actually kill him. Angel offers to help her, gives her his business card, telling her to call if she needs help. And it's kind of funny because he tries to like instill confidence in himself or give her confidence that he can help her by being like, you know, come to me if you need help, like you can't hurt me, blah blah blah. She takes the business card, runs off, and then he like collapses on the ground and is like, okay, maybe she can't hurt me.
She can't kill me like this, but not pleasant
damn, that hurt.
experience. Yeah.
Getting a literal piece of rebar through your chest. Yeah. So we see the woman return home. Turns out her name is Bethany, and she's staying with Lila.
Not great. Don't want to be anywhere near this lady.
So they have a sweet conversation while folding laundry. Sounds like Lila toured a bunch of high schools looking for kids with powers or abilities. Lila tells Bethany that she's powerful, and soon enough people are going to know that. Back at Angel Investigations, Wesley and Cordy help to patch Angel up from his encounter with Bethany. Through the course of their conversation, we find out the team doesn't really know much about telekinesis. Angel's like, Wesley, what do you know about telekinesis? And Wesley's like, oh, telekinesis, the ability to move things with your mind. And then Angel like looks at him like, okay, and what else? And Wesley's like, that's all I got. Gunn shows up and tasks, an Angel tasks him with finding the guys who got smushed by the dumpster. Personally, doesn't make any sense to me because, just check the morgue. They got smushed.
Yeah, right.
He tells Cordy and Wesley to go find out who the girl is by checking any reports of runaways from the Northeast. He says that her accent is from the Northeast, and then later says, check for any runaways, probably from Ohio. I'm like, okay, I get that that's like northeast of Los Angeles, but like when you say Northeast, to people who live in the actual Northeast.
Yeah, I think it's well established Ohio's like Midwest,
not
Northeast. But
I mean, I guess it's northeast of LA, maybe. I don't know. I'm not good at geography. But, like, it just doesn't make any sense what he says. I'm like, if you're looking for somebody with a northeast accent, go see Faith, because she's from Boston.
Yeah. And, like, in Los Angeles, literally, like, anything is east in the United States.
Yeah.
You're as west as it can go.
It's like, if you're from the Northeast, everything's either west or south. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I have in my notes, either Angel has never seen a map of the U.S. or he's just talking about northeast of L.A.
Yeah, exactly.
So Angel says that he's going to go to bed. Cordy points out that he's only been awake for 3 hours. He's, like, exhausted, so he just, like, doesn't even respond and just goes to bed. Back with Bethany, we see her fall asleep. She's having a bad dream, which is causing her telekinetic powers to go haywire. Things around her room are shaking. Basically, she's reliving what is strongly suggested throughout the episode that she was sexually abused by her father. I don't like this episode. It's not a fun one. So Lila is watching as Bethany sleeps and sees all the things going around the room and like shaking. Bethany wakes up scared from her dream. She accidentally uses her powers to throw a lamp across the room, which hits Lila. Bethany
no.
Oh no, the bad lady got hit by a lamp. Bethany apologizes, grabs her coat, and runs out of the apartment onto the streets. Meanwhile, in Angel's dream, he's reliving having sex with Darla back when they were both evil vampires. I guess, like, maybe the night of the gypsy thing. Yeah. The next day, Bethany shows up at the hotel looking for help. I guess they've gotten new business cards since they moved into the Hyperion.
Yeah.
So that she could go to the new address. Back at Wolfram and Hart, Lila is meeting with her boss. Turns out she's been pretending to be Bethany's friend because the law firm wants to basically utilize her as an assassin and use her powers as a weapon.
Yeah.
So, hey! Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it always creeps me out when it shows Bernard from Lost as this evil lawyer because he's such a sweet old man in Lost.
Maybe he turned over a new leaf.
Yeah, once he got out of there.
Yeah. But yeah. It's part of me is like, oh no, the bad lady got hit by a lamp. It's awful.
Yeah.
At the hotel, Angel is talking to Bethany. Bethany is telling Angel that she doesn't want to control her powers. She just wants to get rid of them. Cordy is talking to Wesley and says she gets a weird, like, sexual vibe from Bethany. Wesley goes outside to join Bethany and Angel's conversation. He decides to play the bad cop to Angel's good cop and threatens to send Bethany back to her friend or back home to her father, which triggers Bethany to telekinetically throw Wesley into a wall and Angel into the daylight. Angel moves quickly and doesn't burst into flames, but Bethany is visibly shaken by the whole thing. Coming back from the commercial break, Cordelia asks Wesley about why he would provoke Bethany. Wesley says that from what he had read, the sort of trauma that can cause these kinds of powers to manifest usually involves abuse at an early age. Wesley picked up on a joke Bethany had made earlier in a conversation, and also took what Cordelia said about getting like a sexy vibe or a sexual vibe off of Bethany. He took a guess at it being the father and was proven correct by Bethany's response. Angel sends Wesley home so that Bethany won't see him and get upset again, but thanks him for getting the information.
It's a little rogue to just do this, but, you know.
Yeah.
It's Wesley just trying to make himself useful, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, he was, in that
he was very useful, yeah.
Yeah, it's better that they know the information.
Hmm.
But at the same time, like, there might have been a gentler way to do it, except that Bethany had been, when she was talking to Angel, was like, I don't want to talk about, like, my past traumas. I don't want this to be, like, a therapy session, blah, blah, blah. I just want these powers gone. So that night, while having more sexy vampire dreams with Darla, Angel is woken up by Bethany. Bethany offers to have some fun with Angel, and offers herself to him, but he refuses. She tries to provoke him, but then her powers kick in when he tries to touch her to stop her. They have a short conversation. It's clear that Bethany has a lot of deep trauma connected with sex. Angel talks Bethany down, sends her back to her bedroom. Yeah.
And so I guess Darla isn't always there, to answer my question from the last episode.
So when Bethany leaves, Darla does come around from, like, a corner, because there was, like, a kitchen in Angel's hotel room, which, like, yeah, sure, okay.
One of the more expensive ones, right? He's the owner now. He gets to have the King's Suite or whatever it's called.
I guess so. But yeah, so I guess she was there, but I don't know how she moved fast enough that, like, if Bethany came in, she would have been able to hide, or maybe she doesn't. I don't know. It's this whole dream Darla thing is very confusing.
Yeah. This is Vampire Diaries. You don't have the super speed like Flash.
Right.
So I don't know.
So yeah, the next morning, Angel is being Mr. Miyagi and teaching Bethany to use her powers with one of Cordelia's scarves. Cordelia gets a call from Gunn that they have an address for one of Bethany's attackers. So Angel heads out to check it out, and Cordelia and Bethany head out to go shopping.
Nice.
Apparently, since they found the suitcase full of money down in the basement, like, money is no longer an issue for them. Mm-hmm. Apparently.
Yeah, Judy stole a fuck ton of money, I guess.
I mean, it must have been, because with inflation over 50 years, it wouldn't be as much money as it was when she stole it.
Right.
I don't know. So Angel goes with Gunn to the address, which apparently belonged to one of the guys who attacked Bethany. Turns out that he was working as muscle for hire and is actually still alive but in critical condition. He actually dies during the scene, so Angel's able to enter the apartment. So Angel like is talking to Gunn as Gunn's going through the apartment to try to find, like, evidence or whatever. And since Angel can't enter, he's, like, leaning up against the invisible barrier in the doorway, and then the guy dies and Angel falls through like the invisible barrier not allowing him to come in, like breaks, and he just falls in, and Gunn makes some joke about like, did I ever tell you you're always really graceful? Which is like a great little crack, and clearly they have like a really good friendship growing, which is nice. So they determined that the guys were sent after Bethany either to hurt her or to see what happens if somebody tries. Angel also offers to pay Gunn during this scene for helping the team on a case-by-case basis, to which Gunn responds, cool. Well, because Wesley was all against it because he's like, you know, oh, Gunn seems like a super proud kind of guy. Like, he might take offense to us offering to pay him for helping us. And Cordy's like, no, he's helping us, putting himself in danger. Like, we should definitely pay him. Mm-hmm. And, like, Angel has, like, a hard time, like, bringing it up in conversation. And Gunn's response is just, cool.
Yeah. I mean, Gunn is, you know, he needs money to fund his group to keep people alive. Like, this is a good thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't see why he would turn it down.
Yeah. So let's see. The guys also determined that the attackers were hired by Wolfram and Hart because they like use the redial button on their phone and it connects to Wolfram and Hart. It's very much one of those dun 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 moments.
And a very 2000s moment. The redial button. Haven't thought about that in so long.
Yeah, remember when people used to have like corded phones in their house?
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember.
So let's see. While out shopping, Cordelia has a conversation with Bethany. She's understanding of her situation, but firm, telling Bethany that she thinks she could be dangerous and also don't bone my boss.
Jesus.
Bethany understands and is okay by the end of the conversation, which, like, I gotta give Cordelia props on this one. Like, this conversation could have gone very badly, but, like, Cordelia is understanding but firm. Mm-hmm. And Bethany is just like, okay. So let's see. As they're heading out, Bethany gets tranked by a couple of shady-looking guys who then try to kidnap her. Cordelia is able to fight off like 4 different attackers until Bethany pretty much drops from the drugs and Cordy is wrestled away from her. Thankfully, Gunn and Angel show up with the car about half a second later, and Cordy tells them that about the van that Bethany was taken away in. But it's like literally the Wolfram and Hart guys. There's like 6 of them. There's like the first 2 who trank Bethany and try to lead her away. To which Cordy's like, "Dude, WTF? No, get away from her." And then there's 2 other guys, which then Cordy like hits them with the hot coffee and takes them out. And then they're like, she's trying to get Bethany away. They go to cross the street. Bethany basically drops in the middle of the street. And these other guys show up in a van, in like a tan van, in like white biohazard suits with no hood on, and grab Bethany and put her in the van. And the van drives off. Gunn and Angel literally come around the corner at that exact second. Cordelia says, they took Bethany, tan van, points in a direction and says, fetch. And they just go. It's like, well, that was convenient timing.
Yeah, really lucky.
But Cordy, like, doesn't jump in the back seat or anything. She just stays there in the middle of the street. I don't know. So, yeah. A car chase leads to Angel getting Bethany back, bringing her back to the hotel. We are brought in kind of mid-conversation, but it's clear that Angel and Cordelia have filled Bethany in, that Lila is not her friend and wanted to use her. Angel is able to talk Bethany down from a breakdown. She finally seems stable and goes to walk out of her room at the hotel when she opens the door to find her father there. Not great timing. Yeah. We see from the outside of the Hyperion Hotel, the windows on the top floor of the hotel all get like blown out before cutting to commercial. So it basically looks like a bomb just went off. So back from commercial, we see Cordelia and Angel both knocked out due to the blast. They start to wake up as Bethany is starting to lose control over her powers. her father seems completely unaffected by all this.
Yeah, you would think he would be the one. Although maybe she's afraid to direct her powers at him right now.
I don't know. So, let's see. Bethany's father starts trying to tell her that he and Lila just want to help her as he tries to convince her to go with him. Bethany uses her powers to go Darth Vader on his ass and hold him in the air and choking him. Angel tells her, "You have the power, use it, finish it." Bethany uses her powers to throw her dad out the window. He falls, but she stops him moments before he hits the ground. The impact. So, like, she throws him out the window. He falls. You think he's gonna go smush. And then she stops him moments before he hits the ground, and then drops him again. And it looks like the impact just, like, knocks him out. It doesn't look like he's dead, but he definitely doesn't go smush like he would have done if she hadn't stopped him. Mm-hmm. But apparently, like, it's just no longer a concern, because the next scene is Bethany back at Lila's apartment packing up her stuff. Lila's telling her that one day her powers are going to get out of control. She needs to stay and let the law firm help her. Bethany is able to, like, illustrate by, you know, using her powers to close the suitcase and, like, whiz it over to her hand, that she has her powers under control now after one Mr. Miyagi session with Angel. And basically doesn't fall for Lila's bullshit. And Angel takes the opportunity to gloat to Lila as he leaves with Bethany, telling Lila that she's going to have to find someone else's brain to play with, because Bethany isn't going to listen to her anymore. As Angel and Bethany leave, Lila responds with, "We already have." End of episode.
Yeah, about that. So what'd you give it?
I'll give it a 7.
7.
I don't like this episode. It's not one I return to for fun. I appreciate them trying to tackle, you know, a character with such a dark story. You know, the telekinetic powers coming out of her abuse and trauma from being sexually assaulted as a child, and the kind of long-lasting effects that has on her and her relationship with sex. But, like, I feel like they gave her a lot of backstory and spent a lot of time building up this character that we never see again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
7 as well, for a lot of the same reasons. It's a good episode, but yeah, really uncomfortable subject matter. But yeah. So that's that for that episode. Do you have anything you want to add before we get on out of here?
Sorry to not leave you guys on an upper, but if you want to reach out to me on Twitter, you can. I'll get back to you in 7 to 10 business weeks. I am notoriously bad at using Twitter, and I do apologize for it. Yeah, I'm just never on there. I'm sorry. But, yeah, so if you want to hit me up on Twitter, you can. I'm at Jillian_Swan. That's Swan with 2 N's. However, if you do want to reach out to us or the show, please reach out through Brian, because he uses his Twitter. I do not.
A lot. Too much. You can follow me on Twitter at TheFakeBMar. That's BMARR. You can follow the channel on Twitter at WGEverything, on Instagram at WickedGoodEverything, on Twitch at twitch.tv/WickedGoodEverything. Main channel is youtube.com/WickedGoodEverything. This channel is youtube.com/a-ton-of-random-letters, because we don't have 100 subscribers. But if you search Wicked Good Podcast, you can find it on there. Or just watch it on iTunes. If you're watching it on YouTube, just search the Sunnydale Review. And remember to tell your friends and your enemies about the Sunnydale Review. And we will see you in the next one. The Sunnydale Review is a Wicked Good Everything production. Fan art of Buffy was created by Fishbone Art. The logo was created by Tamar Kutab. The original intro and outro song was created by Alex Caro.